Here in Digital DJ Tips Land. There we go. Phil here in Digital DJ Tips Land. We're not in the studio, as you can tell, because we are in my home because the internet's gone down in the studio. So rather than not give you a live stream today, I thought I would do it from our echoey living room. So I do apologize to everyone tuning into this on our YouTube, Twitch and Facebook and thinking what's happened, but at least we're here. And there was something important I wanted to talk to you about today. Look, I've got my notes, I've got the book which we're talking about as well, and I've also got the chat with your comments coming in, which is the most important thing of all. So look, we've got everything we need. Again, apologies about any echoes and just general lack of the usual professionalism. The internet's gone down at the studio. I've had to come home, hence we're an hour late as well. But look, none of you care about that. What you care about is the teaching we've got for you, and we wanted to bring that to you. So today we're talking about the playlist pyramid. The playlist pyramid is we call it the new science of playing better DJ sets. Now, it ain't going to win me any Nobel Prizes, but I see that phrase on the front of books all the time. The new science of dieting, the new science of fitness. I thought, well, why not have the new science of playing better DJ sets? Hey, why not? So that's what we're calling it. Shoot me. So this is all about, it's basically from the second of the stages. So here's our 5 stages of DJing, right? Gear, music, mixing, performing, and success. These are the 5 stages of DJing that we talk about in the book. And they are the way we've taught DJing in our complete DJ course and our other courses for the whole length of the time that this school has existed, right? So this is all about the second one of those 5 areas of DJing. And the second one of those is what we call the playlist pyramid. So this is the playlist pyramid. And it starts at the bottom with all the world's music. And it ends at the top with the music you play in any given DJ set, right? This is the key thing. And so this is a process that takes you all the way from the bottom, from all the world's music, even music you haven't even heard, all the way to the top to the music you play in any DJ set. And just by treating each of these slats of the pyramid correctly, you can play better DJ sets every time. And so this is a nice way of teaching the different skills you need to do this. So there is an article on Digital DJ Tips called The Playlist Pyramid. You can go to the website, click the search bar, the little magnifying glass in the top corner, and you can search for Playlist Pyramid, and you'll find a big article where I give you a lot of tips about implementation. We talk about it in the book, and also we talk about it in our courses. But today I just want to give you an introduction to it if you're new to this way of thinking about playing better DJ sets. So the playlist pyramid starts then, as we saw there, right at the very bottom, all the world's music. And so I'm going to give you a couple of tips for each of these areas to give you a flavor of what this is all about. So the biggest thing that DJs worry about with all the world's music is that they can't hear it all, right? So I noticed doing a bit of Googling before coming live that at least in 2021, there is an estimate that Spotify has 60,000 new tunes uploaded every day. So look, put aside any idea of ever hearing all the new music. It isn't going to happen. Be zen with that, because you're just not going to. You're not even going to hear all the new music in your genre. If you're old enough to remember record shops, you honestly could hear the new music in your town, because you'd just go in on a Saturday morning or whatever and listen to all the new records. But you can't do that anymore. It's just not possible. So don't worry about it. The mindset thing is, look, let all the world's music go. You're never going to hear it all, and that's just fine. However, the next step up in the pyramid is this step here. And this step here is the music you've actually heard. I went up 2 there, didn't I? There we go. The music you've heard. It keeps going up 2 and then down again. There we go. We're stuck on the right one. So music you've heard is really about the music that you've made space for to hear once, right? So the key thing here is that DJs need to hear more music than everyone else. You're not a DJ if you're not listening to more music than everyone else, obviously. So you have to be listening to a lot of music. And so this is the key thing to remember. You need to listen to music in a casual way, in an unfocused way. It needs to become fresh air. It needs to be everywhere in your life. I have lived a long time in Spain, and in Spain, the The people who open up the cafes, there's a cafe on every corner, and they open at dawn. They'll go in there, they'll turn on the fruit machine, they'll turn on the TV, which starts screaming at them, they'll turn on the coffee machine, which starts gurgling away, they'll turn on the fan or the air conditioning, which starts humming, they'll open the door so you can hear the street, and then they go, noise is back. Air, fresh air. That attitude towards just background noise and ambience is your attitude towards music. You have to hear it all the time, but you have to hear it casually. And that means Bluetooth speakers, a speaker by your bed, having music radio on all the presets on your car radio, making sure that you've got music on in the background when you're doing everything else. It doesn't matter what music. We're not talking about listening to cool music all the time or listening to the music you want to DJ with. It's just fresh air. Of course, listen to the shows you love. Of course, listen to the playlists on Spotify of your genres. Of course, do all that. But it doesn't matter if you're not. It's much better to have music on. Listen to what other people want to listen to. Go to bars that play music. Go out, obviously, as often as you can. Just get music in your life, like fresh air. The only thing you need to do on this part of the pyramid, the music you've heard, is like or Shazam or make a note of anything that pricks your ears up, right? Anything, oh, I quite like that. Shazam it. That's a song that I could play. Click the like button in Spotify or whatever you listen to your music on. Oh, what's the name of this song? Can you tell me? To a DJ, write it down. Just get notes, whether they're audio notes, whether they're Shazams, whether they're, whether they're your likes that you've done in Spotify. Just collect stuff that's interesting to you. It might be interesting to you because it really annoys you. It doesn't matter why it's interesting to you. If your ears prick up, collect it, right? So that's the second stage of the pyramid. So if you've just joined us, we're live from my home, emergency time, because the internet's gone down at the office, and we're talking through the playlist pyramid, the new science of playing better DJ sets. And we're moving on now from all the world's music at the bottom and the music you've heard to the music you've shortlisted. So this is all the music that you've done those things with. This is all the music that you've pressed that button to like. This is all the music that you've Shazammed. This is all the music you've written down. Now, this is the first step in the playlist pyramid, which any DJ can follow to get better music in their DJ sets. This is the first step where you actually need to program some time into your calendar. I always do this on a Saturday. Saturday morning is my day for this. A lot of music comes out on a Friday. Saturday morning is a good time. So what we're going to do here is we're going to listen properly to all the music that we've liked. We're going to follow rabbit holes. So, you've discovered a new artist, maybe listen to a few more songs by them. But the idea here isn't to, yes, Lil Seed says in the comments, long listing. This is exactly what we're talking about, long listing tunes. You're going to listen to your long list. And you're going to ask yourself a few questions. You're going to say, can you dance to it? Now, if you can't, it might be that it's a bit of dialogue or a bit of dramatic music you want to use in a sample or to introduce a set. But usually you're going to want music you can dance to, right? Can you dance to it? But the next thing is, will I play it? You can dance to hard techno, but if you haven't got anywhere to play it in your wedding DJ sets, well, it doesn't really pass the test. So the first question, can you dance to it? The second one, can you play it? And the third one, which is the hardest one really, does it add something new to my collection that I don't already have? Because if you don't ask these questions and get a yes to most of them, or hopefully all of them, then you're going to end up with a collection that's full of stuff that is just music you like but you would never DJ with, or that's music that you would love to dance to but you've got nowhere to play it, or that's music that you've got loads of, right? And we want our collections to be able to work in all scenarios. And so having a varied collection is important. So asking questions like this before you go and buy those songs is a really good idea. And so in the old days of record stores, this is when we'd listen through a pile of tunes, and we had our pile of tunes we might want to buy. And then we looked in our wallet and said, oh, I've only got this much. So we go through them again and decide the ones we really wanted, right? It's kind of doing that. So at this point, you've chosen some music and you bought it. Great stuff. Now we need to talk about what we're going to do with the music that we've bought. So this is where a lot of DJs, again, start to go wrong. They start to slip. They don't know how to deal with this. So let's talk. Again, we've got an article on Digital DJ Tips that goes into a lot of detail about this, and also in the book, which I've just buried underneath my notes, but I will pick it up and show you again. Also in the book, this is the new version of the book, by the way. It comes out on the 30th of May, next week sometime, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this is out then, so you'll be able to get it. We talk about this more in detail on that article and in the book, but I'm giving you just some little tips here from the stuff, the high level stuff. So now you've bought some music, it's all about preparation. And this means metadata. So you want your artist, your title, your year, you want your artwork if you use artwork, definitely a genre. Don't be too precious about genre. Just pick a genre, have 10 genres. And it doesn't matter if you get it a bit wrong, you're not sure if it's a disco tune or not, but if you'd play it in a disco set, stick it with your disco. Don't worry too much about that. But get all the metadata in there because that makes it easier to sort your music out. Also, if you want to beat grid your music, if you want to put cue points at the beginning and at the places, this is the time to do all that stuff. But there's a hidden meaning, a hidden reason for doing this. Yes, it organizes you, but better than that, you have to listen to the music you've bought in order to do this. One thing that DJs don't do enough of is listen to the music they already own. They spend all their time finding new music and not really listening to the music that they already own. And so this gives you a chance to do that, to listen to the music you own, to do all these things. So that is the music you've bought. So now we've got a gig. Brilliant. Someone's booked us. We've got a gig to play. So what happens next? What happens in the music that we've packed for the gig? Well, the thing that happens is that literally there in that wording, we're going to pack some music for our gig. So some people say, why bother packing music for your gig? You've got all the music with you anyway. It's on your laptop or your USB. Why do any extra work? And the reason you should do extra work is, again, it allows you to hear your music again because you're going to listen to the songs to decide if you want to play them or not in that DJ set. But also, it's going to give you the chance to think about the gig. Because if you're packing basically a virtual record crate for the gig, you're thinking about the place, the number of people who might turn up. What if they don't turn up and this kind of people turn up? What would I play then? So you're packing not the set you're going to play, not like every tune you're going to play, but you're packing probably twice as much music that you're actually going to play, which if you think about it, gives you a whole second set. So spend as much time packing the first song as you do, or rather packing the last song as you do packing the first one. Don't just pack the ones you think you're going to want to play and then just pile any other rubbish in. Think very hard about them all because you might just find you end up playing none of the things that you thought you were going to play and that you're really glad you put the thought into having a set B or a set C. So the idea about preparing and packing a crate is so that you can have something that is there that you thought about. So when you turn up on your DJing, you're not playing from your whole library. You're playing from a nice tight set that you thought about. And that's when you get that vibe where the DJ just knows what to play and they're not staring at their screen all the time. So another really good reason to plan a DJ set, and again, this isn't everything in the order you're going to play it in, but it's just roughly, is that in playlists or crates in your DJ software, you can move the songs around. You can't do that in your main library. And so because of that, you can say, okay, these are the ones I'm roughly going to play at the beginning, roughly in the middle, roughly at the end, and put them from top to bottom, like you would in a record crate from front to back, right? So again, it's just another way of roughly planning your set. And it gives you a playlist to practice with, because if you've got a big gig coming up and you want to do some DJ practice, don't play your whole library. Get into the playlist that you've planned for that gig. That's where you're going to spot the transitions and the mixes. So yeah, right. So we're near the top of our playlist pyramid now, aren't we? We've gone from all the world's music to the 60,000 tracks uploaded every day to Spotify to, well, if we're playing a couple of hours, we might have 80, 90 tunes in a DJ set. So let's talk about the music that you actually play in your DJ set. Our final little thing, final little bit, the top of the pyramid. So the idea here is that you're going to stick to playing out of the playlist that you've got planned, right? It doesn't mean you can't leave it, and it doesn't mean you have to play them all in order. It just gives you the basis of your set. Now, obviously, if you want to play something that isn't in that set, you've got it all with you. Brilliant. Happy times. But you will be coming back to the main planned playlist after you've deviated, right? So it's giving you somewhere, a safe place to keep coming back to. If you're a mobile DJ, you might well be leaving it a lot because you play a lot of requests and the audience can be even more varied than other kinds of gig. But it gives you a home base. It gives you somewhere to come back to. So yes, you'll deviate for mini sets and requests and that kind of thing, but ultimately you've got a home base for the gig. And that, folks, is our playlist pyramid. That is the way we teach. Now, obviously, in our school, we teach it in a whole module. So whereas I've just given you a 20-minute overview, the module is much, much, much longer in the complete DJ course. And also, it's in the book. You can get the book now. You can read the book now on the website, but the new revised, bigger version of the book will be out very soon. So keep an eye out for that. And it's also on the website in a big article called The Playlist Pyramid. So go to digitaldjtips.com, click the little magnifying glass in the top corner, type playlist pyramid in, hit enter, and it'll be the top article there. I'm going to give you one more tip here then, which is a great way to make sure your record collection or your music collection stays lean and mean. And that is regularly trim it, regularly chuck stuff out. You could use the 1 year rule, which is if you haven't played it for a year and you don't think you're going to play it in the next year, chuck it out. The reason we do this is that our search results then will not contain music that we're never going to play again, right? Simple as that. So our collection is, you see, I don't know, I could probably show you. Over there somewhere, where my finger is, oh, you can't see my finger. Where's my finger? There it is. There's my record collection. Oh, look, I can make it come into focus. How crazy. I've got about 500 records over there. But the point is that I'm not going to sell those, because I love my records. I'm a record collector. But I'll tell you one thing, my DJ collection is the opposite. It's individual tracks, and when I don't need them anymore, they're out. And so, yes, you might keep them, of course. Keep them safe somewhere. Keep them on another hard drive, out of the way of your DJ collection. But regularly trim your music. If you don't think you're going to play it in the next year, and you haven't played it for a year, you probably ain't going to play it again. With the proviso that mobile DJs obviously need to keep a bigger collection on hand because of requests and that kind of thing. Guys and girls, that's the playlist pyramid. As I keep saying, it is actually in the book itself. So when this book comes out, when the new version of the book comes out, which it will do in a few days' time, you'll be able to get it. You can also see this on the website. You can read the old version of the book on the website, but it's in. Let's try and get it into focus with my face. How do I get into focus with my face? I don't know. I'm not used to going live on this camera. Anyway, it's in the book there. So, right, we're going to just spend a few minutes now getting your comments about this topic, and then I'm going to get out of here. And hopefully next time you see me, we'll be back in the studio where it's not echoey and I've got all the tools of the trade at hand. But I did want to put this live stream out, even though it's an hour late, because, hey. So Michael says, love a life for the master. I don't know what you mean there, Michael, but thank you. Good day to Mo. Good morning to Cameron. D&B Barks, hello. Joe says, yeah, good idea. Listen to other DJs. When we're at that bottom of the pyramid, when we're expanding what we do, listen to other DJs. I agree. So Sean says, wow, Phil, an excellent picture quality for this stream. Yeah, I can't get the audio quite right. I've got a little mic here, but this room is so big, so echoey. And we normally put the audio through audio processing to take away the reverb and tidy up the background noise, but no time. I ran home, plugged my mic in and went live. I used to get together with other DJs, says Jack, during the week because I was playing every weekend, so I couldn't hear other DJs very often. Oh, what a lovely idea. Shawnee says, great advice and points to remember. Thank you. Talking about collecting music, listening to music, not only listening to the stuff you want to DJ with, variety is the spice of life, says Film Freeze. Alex, I was talking about adding hot cues, wasn't I? Says, how many hot cues would you add to a song? For me, I'd normally add one at the beginning and one at the end. Just a mix in and a mix out point, but other people do more than that, but that's all I do. Hello, Kesha. Cool Rock says, listening to your music, you will find out things like there are break points that you can mix to or scratch to. Yeah, but also, you've got to listen to your music all the way through before you play it. You don't know what's in that file. There might be something you didn't know. There might be curse words you didn't know about, or it might be corrupt. You have to listen to your music for sure. Willie says, I've always wondered producers that have their own music that they created, how they go about navigating getting gigs and rocking the dance floor. Well, they get gigs because they've created their own music. Normally, they're booked on the strength of their own music. But if you're making music that people don't know, then it has to be the filler, right? So any DJ set has filler and killer, because if it was all killer, everyone would get tired dancing to it. So you rotate, you have the lesser tunes. That's when you kind of weave your tunes in. So Jack says, I assume these days your song list is much longer since the songs are much shorter than back when I played in the 80s and 90s. Yes, you're planning for an hour-long set. You might want 30 songs now or 40 songs, and then double that, so you've got double the amount in case you haven't, you need a plan B. Totally agree. Kesha says, I've been doing that, practicing with my playlist, even though I'm not doing a DJ set. Yeah, definitely. Good idea. I'm with you totally there. Alexander says, the audio is actually great, and the room reverb makes it sound nice to listen to. Oh, well, thank you. I've literally locked all the rest of the family in their bedrooms and stuff. Just said, get out of here. I've got a confession to make, says Cameron. I don't own much music at all. There's nothing wrong with that. Get the music that's important to you and build your collection slowly. Layback Luke, our tutor, 25 years in the game, he's got about 2,500 records. tracks he plays, so go figure. Benedict says, I started on vinyl and I've taken the same approach to creating playlists in digital as to when I packed a record box. And Professor Dictor Beat says, I've been updating my music collection lately. 80s and 90s are great, but the new songs are getting more popular from the noughties onwards as well. Thank you for that. Right, people, I am out of here. Thank you very much for tuning in. Sorry we had to do it from my home rather than from the studio today. Hopefully we'll get the internet mended for Thursday. But meanwhile, this has been Phil in his living room saying, get good, get out there, make the moments. I'll see you again very soon.